wasn't that good. Anyway, Heat magazine critic Boyd Hilton was on the panel which chose the 6. So what was the criteria then, Boyd? Yes.
And what do you reckon the Bake Off's chances?
Well, I think the Bake Off chances are really good. Paul said it's I was about to say Mary Berry, brilliant. So,
and we'll be hearing more from Boyd throughout the show.
Yes. Now, all the information on how to vote for all of the 6 nominated shows in this year's BAFTA's Audience Award is on our website.
But what isn't quite so easy to find on the web is what's really going on inside, and please bear with me with this, North Korea.
It's a one-show gear change.
It's all of it. The US said today that at least one ballistic missile with a range of 2,000 miles is fueled and ready to launch.
Broadcaster Andy Kershaw has visited the country 4 times. Here's his take on the strange going-ons in Pyongyang.
Fascinating film. You brought your mate with you then?
This is an action man of Kim Jong-il, the previous leader.
Yeah. Good on him. Good on. Now,
Sorry, I was just going to ask, is that the souvenir you brought?
In the country.
No. You see what's...
When a person goes on holiday to North Korea?
I do. Extraordinary, otherworldly place. It's like it's like tripping. One that's the missile. Don't worry.
That's Freudian.
45 traffic to speak of. There were a few ramshackle down significantly, heads of soldiers under the bonnet, redirecting traffic, which doesn't... Why?
I don't know. because it's not. But there is a music industry there.
There's, and they gave me a copy, and I bought quite a lot of CDs, which are extra. And they gave me a copy of their catalogue, which is bizarrely in English. Right. Where is the demand in the frankness of that? On your next out.
Absolutely brilliant. We're going to have fun
Got to take
there isn't going to be nuclear pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, almost as complex as what's going on in North Korea is the plot of Homeland, a thriller series set in the world, another gear change, of the CIA and international terrorism.
Well, telling us what makes Homeland so special and why it should win your vote tonight is one of its stars, David Harewood. And it is brilliant. Yeah. What do you think Homeland's chances are, Boyd?
I think it's a
first episode.
The last episode was phenomenal.
Okay,
I won't spoil it.
Okay. Well, bad reviews and the opinions of the critics have had the power to make or break TV programmes, films and theatre shows over the years. Haven't they, Michael?
Yes, they certainly have. But as Alex Riley discovered, in this new digital interactive era, it's people power, not the critics, that are making a difference at the box office, thank heaven. It's interesting, though. It can work against you in the theatre, because if you've just gone into previews and people are tweeting about it, you're not ready for people to give an opinion yet. You're still, it's all a work in progress.
And then they haven't given it a second chance.
It can work against you.
How were the reviews for the Bake Off, then, Paul, when that first came out?
I remember...
But the thing is, you proved them all wrong, because, of course, it's a huge success, isn't it?
I mean, you've got to respect it's people's opinions.
Well, for things to bed in.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point, is that it's a success. It's gone over to America.
Yeah.
Mary Berry, for a start,
There's no Mary.
Don't you think?
What about the big redneck comic in America? Fantastic. They've got in my pocket, and everybody's phone was buzzing. So I flicked it out, I went, tornado alert, tornado alert. No. And I went, what? Turned off. We're good. I gave them a lot of stick.
Okay, I am totally obsessed with your bread programme.
But I'm hungry, so I can't watch all of it.
Right.
Yeah, but it's good. Let's have a look. Well, it does make you hungry, because you make such a...
Well, it was work for me.
Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at next Monday's show. And you're making crumpets. Yeah, you were watching.
It's not intended, it's just, you know... It isn't. Now, when you're doing it, I was going, you know...
Lovely.
I'm going,
well, I tell you what, I've had a go at your sensual kneading today.
We had a sensual knead together, actually.
Well, we did. I made some bread. It was a bit of drama.
Be careful as you cut it open. And what we want you to try... Because look what happened. It's in there somewhere. In her finger.
You weren't supposed to say that. I lost a bit of nail varnish. It may or may not be in there.
It actually came... We look...
Anyway, have a taste.
When did you make it? It's underproofed. And, and also...
Let's point something out. And Michael...
Yeah.
They put it in the oven.
They did.
And they've pulled it out early, look.
Personally, I actually like it like that.
You can have that.
It's not a bad effort, but I'll send you...
It's a good colour.
The recipe out of your new book, Paul. New book is out now as well. The heartache of not being able to conceive has led to hundreds of women turning to surrogate mothers.
But if a man wants to father his own child, is surrogacy a viable option? It's probably the only option. Wendy Robbins has met a man who says yes and yes and yes again. He seems like a lovely dad, doesn't he?
He's so brave and an inspiration. Yeah. And your son How hands-on can you be then at the moment? Because you're very busy, of course.
It's been really hard. I mean, when I get media, so we can...
I mean, you've just come back from America and you're straight into filming the Force.
Yeah, I'm not telling you
Gossip.
anything. Well, because the standard of the bakers are so much higher.
OK. See, they can't do it over there.
Well, what's the standard?
Someone made me a quiche with a base of chocolate. Really upset me. I mean, I was really wound up because I wanted to...
And with the British one, do you think you've already found the winner? Do you know...
When you finish this series, you fancy doing Strictly? I know you've changed since you've been doing this.
I know.
Series.
Thank you for that.
I've done it, Matt's done it, Paul would like to. Here's the greatest dance partner of all time, Strictly's James Jordan, to tell us why he thinks the show should win the Audience Award at this year's BAFTAs.
Yeah, James, your 30 seconds start. So, Boyd, are they going to waltz away with the title?
Nice,
Yeah.
good concern. But I mean, it's been going for years and years and
Yeah.
years. How, you know, does it have legs to go for
yeah.
another 5, another 10 years?
I think-
so, and we hope it will as well.
Absolutely.
Now, James may have his feet are not as well equipped as that of a humble tree frog.
This is
James.
brilliant stuff, isn't it? As Miranda explains, this feather that they're inspiring the latest innovations in keyhole surgery. It's extraordinary, isn't it? Thanks, Miranda. Well, we're celebrating 6 of your favourite TV shows tonight, but we've still got room on the sofa for 2 up-and-coming performers who may one day have a BAFTA of their very own.
I'm sure they will. Please welcome Watson and Oliver.
Nice to see you.
And of course, you 3 are old Festivus.
But Ingrid was coming on the same time as you.
But I mean, you don't really bake in your kitchen, do you? No, yes.
Yeah.
We wrote all of the first series in your...
The second series is very different from the first, isn't it?
It is quite different. We change it up a lot, so we decided to get...
Clearly about food and kitchen. So
It
here's a
is.
little taster of something. I'm doing this a lot, aren't I? Little taster of Watson and Oliver's new series.
That flan looks better than the custard tart, actually.
How did you guys meet?
Well, we went to school together, actually. No, we know each other.
Its house was very close to school.
Because this is a problem we've had. I think this is Ball and Jones. How did you decide on your billing, Watson?
It could be what you're absolutely right. It could.
It is, girls.
Oh, I
It's
know what you
working for
think.
you. Isn't
Thank
it?
Michael.
You just slipped that.
And you want to argue with Ball and Jones?
Sorry. There we go. Thank you. Round of applause. Still got it.
All right, time now for Joe Dempsey, who plays Gendry, the illegitimate son of the late King Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones. Flanked by his horde of warriors, he's here to tell us in 30 seconds why it deserves your vote for the Audience BAFTA.
Good luck with game. So, Boyd, are they going to be crowned the winner on Sky? So
Yeah.
it hasn't got the biggest
No.
daily. He's kind of brilliant as well.
Joe, I wasn't sure if it was live or not, don't worry.
Oh, OK. But I was looking to...
Details on the website for how to vote for your favourite. Now, the nation's oldest family firm is a butcher shop that goes back to Tudor times.
We decided the One Show had to go and pay it a visit, and so we sent our favourite little sausage along.
Family
It is,
business.
it is.
Talking of family businesses, you're going to be handing the microphone over to your son, aren't you?
John, to watch him, you know, or are you very comfortable?
Well, no,
to you for advice?
and actually, I was doing, and of course, if
Do
they
you agree with that, Paul? Because obviously,
I mean...
Yeah.
but you may gain Strictly, who knows? Speaking of families, our guest on Monday, Michael Bublé, was
Enough.
encouraged by his grandfather to sing.
Yeah, and if you're a grandchild who's been inspired by your grandparents, or, of course, the other way around, we'd love to hear from you, both of you, to take part in a film. So email us all with your details at the usual address. John, it's been a busy time for you, hasn't it, this week with the news of Lady
it has,
Isn't it, you know?
good and
As
bad.
a country.
It's galvanised the country.
Thank you very much, John. Now, one show that has certainly captured the audience's hearts throughout 2012 was Call the Midwife.
Absolutely, and it's time to hear from one of the stars, Jenny Agutter, at the Theatre Royal Haymarket, about why she thinks it should win the Audience Award at this year's BAFTAs.
It is a good show.
We've actually got a load of midwives come in.
We have.
What is a group of midwives? Is it a delivery?
Birth of-
I don't think so.
All right. Well, Formula One drivers come in many shapes and sizes, but one thing they've got in common is that they're currently all men.
Yeah, there is, however, one British woman, Susie Wolff, who's trying to take over from the boys to become Britain's first female F1 racing driver.
And we're joined by Susie and her brother David. The documentary looks at... To say, Susie, the one thing that really stood out for me then was the fact that you're in a pink car. I mean, was that annoying for you? I mean, did you choose it? Or
It is.
Yeah.
So, having your brother make the... Well, I'll ask you. Did you get access to things in the pits and so on that people wouldn't normally get? John?
Was that then?
For me, there's no way I can do all that in 20 minutes.
Wouldn't you rather be driving?
Doing that.
Well, Paul, you would feel that. And when will we see you on the grid then?
Yeah.
Way to go, and got to prove myself, so.
Well,
Do it for the girls,
yeah.
Susie.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's on document.
It is, yeah.
Fantastic.
Look-
Now, it was the biggest thing to happen in 2012, but should last year's Olympic opening ceremony win the Audience Award BAFTA?
Well, the stars of last year's Games were the Games makers, of course, and here is Games maker Diane Goulding to tell us why she thinks it should win a BAFTA. Oh, it's scary, isn't it, having to do it? All right, then, Boyd.
Thank you. Well, that's it for this evening.
Already?
Paul, yeah, I know, it goes
Blimey.
quickly. Paul's book on BBC Two. Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah, bless you. And Watson and Oliver return BBC Two on Thursday nights from the 25th of April. Also, all the information on how you can vote for the Radio Times BAFTA Audience Award is on the website.
And I'd like to say, Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I've had
having
a
you on the
joy.
sofa.
I've had a lovely time.
And I've got something for you as well. It's a golden.
Oh, my goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't know about that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, bread.
Tomorrow, Mr. Jake Humphrey will be sitting with me here, and James Nesbitt will be the guest. So we'll
look
see
forward
you
to it.
then. Thank you.
Oh,
again, Michael.
Diolch yn fawr.
Excellent. Good night.
Thank you.